In the golden age of early 2000s horror, where jump scares were abundant and CGI was just starting to dig its claws into the genre, The Others stood apart. Quiet, calculated, and chilling in the most restrained ways possible. Directed by Alejandro Amenabar and starring Nicole Kidman in one of her most haunting performances, this 2001 paranormal thriller remains a masterclass in atmosphere and subversion nearly 25 years later. Set in a remote English manor shortly after World War II, The Others follows Grace Stewart Kidman, a devoutly religious mother who shelters her two children from the outside world due to their photosensitivity. The house is kept in near constant darkness, where the rules are strict. When three new servants arrive, strange events begin to unfold. Footsteps where there should be none, doors opening on their own, whispers of the others inhabiting the house. On the surface, it's a gothic ghost story, but Amenabar's real achievement lies in how he flips the genre on its head. The slow burn pacing, subdued sound design, and muted color palette creates an oppressive sense of dread, more psychological than supernatural. It's a film that demands patience, rewarding the audience with an unforgettable twist that redefined ghost stories for a new generation. All of the acting is incredible in this movie, and Kidman is at her most raw. She had already proven her dramatic chops by the time The Others hit theaters, but this film brought out a new layer, raw vulnerability cloaked in cold repression. Her portrayal of Grace is unnerving, not because she's erratic, but because she's so tightly wound you expect her to unravel at any second. The performance earned her a Golden Globe nomination and stands as one of her most underrated turns. What's striking in retrospect is how little The Others relies on overt horror tropes.
Hey, Paul!
There's no gore, no real monsters, and barely any special effects. Instead, Amenabar uses silence as a tool. A creaking floorboard, a piano playing in an empty room, a child's drawing. The dread comes not from what you see, but what you don't. In a post-Sixth Sense world, audiences were becoming more accustomed to horror with emotional weight and narrative trickery. The Others leaned into that space, but carved its own identity, less interested in a single gotcha moment and more concerned with the existential melancholy and grief. It's impossible to look back on The Others without discussing its twist. But if you've somehow avoided spoilers all these years, I won't ruin it here. Suffice it to say, it turns the entire story upside down in a way that's emotionally devastating rather than gimmicky. It reframes every scene, every line of dialogue with a whole new tragic clarity. Despite its critical acclaim and box office success, over $200 million worldwide, The Others is often left out of conversations about modern horror's evolution. Yet its fingerprints are all over later genre standouts like The Orphanage, The Babadook, and even Mike Flanagan's The Haunting of Hill House. Each of these leans on grief, guilt, and unreliable perspective as central horror themes, an echo of what The Others did so well. It was also one of the last great PG-13 horror movies to fully earn its scares through storytelling rather than spectacle. Looking back, The Others feels like a ghost story told in whispers. It's an elegant anomaly in horror history, a film that forgoes screams for shivers and blood for shadows. In an era now flooded with franchises and found footage, it's a reminder of how powerful a well-told, self-contained story can be. Thanks for watching this retrospective video. If you liked it, give me a like and leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you didn't like it, thanks for sticking around anyway.